Hey guys, today we're looking at a concept that hopefully is a review for you from something you did in middle school maybe, the Pythagorean Theorem. So if it's something that you don't remember, let's talk about it. The Pythagorean Theorem says in a right triangle, the square of the length of the hypotenuse is equal to the sum of the squares of the lengths of the legs. We're going to talk about why this works more in class. But for now, the one thing that you need to recall from previous years is that the hypotenuse is always the one across from the right angle, and it's the one by itself. We add the two legs together, a and b, a squared plus b squared, and that gives us our c squared value. So we are looking at trying to figure out how tall the doorknob is. So how high off the ground the doorknob is. A 6-foot board rests under a doorknob. So you know the board is 6 feet long. You know the base of the board is 5 feet away from the bottom of the door. We want to know how high the doorknob is from the ground. And so if you look, we have a right triangle. Our hypotenuse, the one that goes by itself, is 6. That's the length of the board. And then we have our two leg values. So our x's are unknown, and our other leg is 5. So we set that up as x squared plus 5 squared. From there we solve. 6 squared is 36. We have our x squared, and then 5 squared is 25. So subtract 25 from both sides, and we get 11. Now, if we take the square root of both sides, we can't simplify that radical, so it would just be x is the square root of 11. If you put that in a calculator, you'll get approximately 3.3 feet. So, depending on your directions here didn't say which answer they wanted, but depending on which one it's requesting, the exact answer is the square root of 11. The approximate answer would be about 3.3 feet. Okay, find the area of an isosceles triangle with side lengths of 16 meters, 17 meters, and 17 meters. The first thing I'm going to do is draw that triangle. So anytime things aren't looking clear, I want to draw a picture to see what it would look like. So if it's isosceles, then the two legs are going to be the same. So I'm going to draw it this direction. So they're both 17, and the base is 16. So if we want to find the area of this triangle, I'm going to remind you the area of a triangle is 1/2 base times height, or base times height, over 2. However, we don't have the height. 17 is not our height. So we need to find the height. And remember that distance from a point to a line is the perpendicular. So now this should look like something. We know that if we are just looking at the right-hand side of this triangle, and you could look at the left-hand side too, this is a length of 17. This would be a length of 8, because we've now just cut that base in half. And we could find the height. So to do that, we would use Pythagorean Theorem. So h squared plus 8 squared equals 17 squared. And so we have h squared plus 64 equals 289. We square the 17. Now we're going to subtract 64 from both sides. So h squared equals, so 289 minus 64 gives us 225. We're going to take the square root on both sides, so h equals 15. So now we know the height of our triangle. I can go and plug the height back in. So something times 15 over 2. The base of our triangle. So don't forget, we need to go back to the original triangle. The base of our triangle here is 16. So then we have 16 times 15, which would be 240 over 2. So we get 120, and it's meters. When we're talking area, it's going to be meters squared. So 2 steps there. First, we had to find the height using Pythagorean Theorem. Then we had to plug it back into area. Okay, the converse of the Pythagorean Theorem tells us that if that equation works, if c squared equals a squared plus b squared, then we know that we have a right triangle. So now a few things going along those same lines. What if that c value is smaller? Or the c squared value is smaller than the a squared plus b squared value. If it's smaller, we have an acute triangle. The next question is going to be, what if it's bigger? What if c squared is bigger than a squared plus b squared? Well, then we have an obtuse triangle. As long as you put the hypotenuse value, the longest value, first, let that less than match up with acute, greater than match up with obtuse. That's going to help you to remember those. So, example 3 says, can the segments with lengths of 2.8 feet, 3.2 feet, and 4.2 feet form a triangle? If so, would the triangle be acute, right, or obtuse? Okay, well, the first question goes back to a previous chapter where we were talking about whether or not lengths can form triangles. So we need to check those shorter 2 lengths to see, are they longer than the longest side? So when we add 2.8 plus 3.2, we get 6. So our question needs to be, is 6 greater than 4.2? Obviously it is. So we would say, yes, it can form a triangle. Then the second question, if it's a triangle, if it's not a triangle, we're done. We don't have to do any more work because we can't classify it if it's not even a triangle. But the second question, is it acute, right, or obtuse? I'm going to have you set up a table here to help you out. So I'm going to put c squared on the left side like we talked about, and then I'm going to put a squared plus b squared on the right side. And I don't want you to put an equal sign there because it may not be equal. So I set it up in table form. So my c value is my longest side. So I'm going to put 4.2 over here, and I'm going to square it. And it doesn't matter what order we write the other 2 in. 2.8 and 3.2. Okay, so 4.2 squared is 17.64. 2.8 squared is 7.84. And 3.2 squared is 10.24. So now we need to combine on the right side. So 7.84 plus 10.24 is 18.08. On the left-hand side, we still have 17.64. So we need to decide which one of those is greater. And we're going to open the inequality sign to the side that's greater. So notice I have a less than sign there. So less than tells me that it's acute. Okay, so then this one says, graph points A, B, and C. Connect the points to form triangle ABC. Decide whether triangle ABC is right, acute, or obtuse. So first let's plot these, and you'll notice our scale is going by 2, so make sure that you're counting by 2. So I go left 8, down 4, and that's point A. And I go left 5, down 2. That's point B. Then I go left 1, down 7. And there's point C. And connect those points. So first off, to be able to decide whether it's right, acute, or obtuse, we're going to need to do the Pythagorean Theorem, that table again. We need to know how long those sides are to be able to plug it into that table. So we're going to have to do distance formula 3 different times here. So I'll start off with AB. It doesn't matter which side you start off with. So remember distance formula, we take our big square root, subtract your x value. So -8 minus -5 squared plus -4 minus -2 squared. So -8 minus -5 gives me a -3 squared. -4 minus -2 gives me a -2 squared. So I get 9 plus 4, and I get the square root of 13. And I'm actually just going to leave it the square root of 13. I don't want to come up with a decimal approximation. I don't want to reduce that. I'll just leave it, and I'll show you why in just a little bit. Okay, I'm going to do BC next. So big square root, subtract the x value. So -5 minus -1. And then subtract the y value. So -2 minus -7 squared. So -5 minus -1 is like -5 plus 1, so -4 squared. -2 minus -7 is like -2 plus 7, so I get 5 squared. -4 squared is positive 16. 5 squared is 25. So I get the square root of 41 here. We still have one more to do. So then I need to do AC. Okay, so my x values are -8 minus -1 squared and -4 minus -7 squared. So -8 plus 1 is -7. And then -4 plus 7 is 3. So -7 squared is 49. 3 squared is 9. So I get the square root of 58. Make sure you're always including that square root symbol. Okay, so now our next step, now that we have all 3 of those distances figured out, is to put it into our table. So since they're all under the radical, it's easy to see which one's biggest, because just like if they weren't under the radical, we're looking for the biggest number. So I have the square root of 58 squared. And then I have the square root of 13 squared and the square root of 41 squared. Okay, here's a really nice thing. When they're under the radical, taking the square root and squaring something are opposite operations, so they just cancel each other out. So the square root of 58 squared is just 58. The square root of 13 squared is 13. The square root of 41 squared is 41. So 13 plus 41 gives us 54. And on the left-hand side, we have 58. So in this case, opening up to the bigger number, it opens to the left. That's a greater than symbol. Greater than symbol goes with obtuse. So yes, this formed a triangle by our graph, and it's an obtuse triangle. Okay, guys, if you have questions, please come in and see me. Otherwise, I will see you in class. Have a great day.